You are sitting on a plush leather sofa at the dealership. You're sipping their mediocre free coffee. You're just there for a routine oil change, maybe a tire rotation. Then it happens. The service advisor walks over. He is holding a plastic tray. And on that tray sits a dark, filthy filter packed with gray dust, dead bugs, and dry leaves. He leans in. He puts on his best, most concerned face and says, "This is really dirty. For your family's health and to keep your engine from suffocating, we strongly recommend replacing it today. It'll only be $80. Do not nod. Do not reach for your wallet. Because you are not being cared for right now. You are being targeted. You are being sold one of the oldest, most perfectly rehearsed, and most mathematically absurd upsells in the automotive industry. Replacing that filter takes less technical skill than making a cup of coffee. It takes less than 3 minutes. The part itself costs pennies to manufacture. Yet, the service department wraps it in fear, dresses it up as professional maintenance, and sells it to you at a markup so aggressive it would make a luxury fashion brand blush. Today, we are killing this scam at the root. You are about to learn the 3-minute DIY secret to stop wasting money at the dealer. A secret that will easily save you over $115,900 across the life of your vehicles. Whether it is the engine air filter that protects your engine's intake, or the cabin air filter that cleans the air you and your kids breathe inside the car, the anatomy is exactly the same. It is folded synthetic paper, a simple plastic or foam frame, maybe a sprinkle of activated carbon if it is a premium version. That is it. But in the maintenance industry, this humble piece of pleated paper has become a mandatory breathing tax. Why? Because the material cost is practically zero, the replacement process is idiot-proof, and the profit margin is astronomical. Dealerships are not selling you a part. They are selling you anxiety. Anxiety about your child breathing mold. Anxiety about your engine choking on debris. They take a consumable item engineered for a rapid, toolless replacement, and they frame it as a miniature mechanical crisis. Here's the technical reality they do not want you to dwell on. Automotive engineers intentionally design these filters to be swapped fast. They want assembly line workers to drop them in without thinking. They want service techs to swap them in seconds to beat the flat rate clock. On almost every modern car, changing a filter is barely more difficult than changing the batteries in your TV remote, but they present it as a surgical procedure. It is theater, and once you see the script, you can never unsee it. Think about the staging of that waiting room interaction. You have been waiting for 20 minutes. Your guard is down. The advisor walks out, sometimes wearing black nitrile gloves for a dramatic effect. The filter looks disgusting, and honestly, it is disgusting. But here is what they don't tell you. That gross, gray, leaf-filled filter is doing exactly what it was engineered to do. It traps dirt, so your engine and your lungs do not have to. Its ugly appearance is not a symptom of a failing car. It is the visual proof of a working filter. But they weaponize your visual disgust to trigger emotional panic. You already spent 40 grand on the car. Why risk it over $80? Most people cave right there. They do not want to look cheap. They do not want to seem like negligent parents. So they say yes to a job that is 90% pure profit. Let's look at the actual math on your invoice. It is usually split into 2 lies, parts and labor. The filter is listed at $35. The labor is $45. First, the part. That filter is not made of aerospace titanium. It is non-woven synthetic media and melt-blown fiber. Mass-produced, it costs a few dollars. Even top-tier filters from major manufacturers are sold online for a fraction of what the dealer charges. The parts markup alone is a joke. Then comes the labor charge. A service manual might quote a fraction of an hour for a filter swap to justify the $45 fee. In reality, a technician pops a plastic tab, pulls the old paper out, drops the new paper in, and snaps it shut. 30 seconds of actual hands-on work. When you pay $80 or $100 for a filter swap, you're not paying for technical mastery. You are paying for the leather sofa in the lounge, the polished sales performance, and the privilege of being kept in the dark. So how do we cut this expense to absolute zero? We take the 3 minutes to do it ourselves. Let's start with the engine air filter. Open your hood. If you have never done this, there's a little lever near your left foot. Pull it. Walk to the front of the car, feel for the secondary latch, and lift. Now, ignore the intimidating maze of hoses, wiring, and metal. You're looking for one thing, a large black plastic box, usually attached to a thick plastic tube running toward the engine. Look closely at that box. There are no screws. There are no bolts. It is held shut by 2 or 3 simple metal clips. Pop them open with your thumb. Lift the lid. Inside, sitting right on top, is your engine filter. Pull it out. Take your new filter. Match the shape. Check the corners. Drop it in exactly how the old one came out. Make sure the rubber edge sits flat. If it isn't flat, dirty air can sneak past it. Close the lid. Snap the clips back into place. Done. You just earned yourself $80 in under a minute. Now for the one they love to dramatize, the cabin air filter, the family health filter. This one hides right behind your passenger glove box. Sit in the passenger seat. Empty the glove box first, unless you want expired insurance cards, ancient napkins, and ketchup packets raining onto your floor mat. Open the door. Look at the outside edges. You will usually see a little plastic dampener arm attached to the side. Slide it off. Next, press the sides of the glove box inward. It will drop down past its normal stopping point, hinging out of the way. Suddenly, the secret area behind your dashboard is exposed. Right in the middle, you will see a narrow plastic rectangle. Pinch the tabs on the side, pull the cover off, and pull the old filter out. Do not panic when a handful of dust and dead leaves falls onto the carpet. That mess is exactly what you're paying the filter to catch. Now, pay attention, because this is the only mistake you can actually make. Look at the side of your new filter. You will see an arrow printed on it. Sometimes that arrow is labeled AIR flow. That means the arrow must point in the direction the air is blowing, which is usually downward. But sometimes the arrow simply says up. That means point the arrow toward the roof of the car. Read the word. If you mix them up, you install the filter backward. Your car won't explode, but the blower motor will have to work harder, airflow drops, and you might hear a weird whistling sound. Note the arrow, slide the new filter in, and snap the plastic cover back on. Push the glove box up until it clicks, reattach the little arm on the side, and close the door. Boom. Cleaner air. Stronger AC airflow. Zero labor cost. At this point, you hold all the cards. But the service advisor has one last psychological trick. When you decline their service, they will pivot to the genuine parts speech. Well, you can buy cheap aftermarket junk online, but it has poor fitment and bad filtration. We only use original factory parts. Let's shatter that illusion. Automakers do not own magical filter factories. They buy their filters from massive, specialized suppliers, companies like MAN, Mala, Bosch, and Denso. Those exact same engineering companies sell the exact same filters, rolling off the exact same assembly lines under their own brand names for a fraction of the cost. The dealership box is just really expensive cardboard. For your engine, any standard filter from a reputable name brand is perfect. You do not need a flashy, oiled performance filter unless you are actively tracking a sports car. For the cabin filter, you have a choice. The cheapest white paper filters just stop dust. But if you spend $5 extra for an activated carbon filter, it does something better. It absorbs odors and exhaust fumes. If you commute in heavy city traffic or drive behind diesel trucks, activated carbon is the easiest, smartest upgrade you can make to your daily drive. Learning to do this isn't just about saving $80 today. It fundamentally changes the dynamic between you and the automotive industry. It proves that the dealership curtain is hiding a lot of incredibly simple tasks. Once you pop open that glove box, swap the filter yourself, and realize how ridiculously easy it was, you stop being a walking profit center. You stop being the anxious customer staring at a dirty leaf on a plastic tray, wondering if you are a bad parent for saying no. You become someone who knows exactly what that part is, what it costs, and how to swap it in your own driveway while your coffee is still hot. Teach this to your spouse. Show your teenager who just got their license. Pass it on to the friend who thinks opening a car hood requires an engineering degree. Because this isn't about a piece of folded paper. It is about closing the information gap that turns ordinary drivers into easy marks. Oh, and one last thing. What if you install a brand new premium cabin filters and your air conditioning still smells sour, musty, or like old gym socks? That is not the filter. That odor is coming from bacteria and mold growing deep inside your HVAC system's evaporator core. And yes, dealerships love to charge hundreds of dollars for a climate system flush to fix that too. But that is a story for our next video. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. For now, the next time somebody walks toward you at a service center holding a dirty filter like they just discovered a biological weapon in your back seat, you can smile, nod, and keep your money exactly where it belongs.